Well, good afternoon. And I mean afternoon. It is late. It is almost 3 o'clock. But today is Thursday, June 12th. And we have some birthdays. Today is Sandy, S-A-N-D-I. Today's Sandy's birthday. I wrote them down today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Chris Wow, W-A-U-G-H. Chris. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chris. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And Sandy Kaylor, C-A-Y-L-O-R, S-A-N-D-Y. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all three of you have a great, great birthday. But we have one anniversary because today is Angela and Alan's 32nd anniversary. 32 years. Put this back in my pocket because we don't need it right now. But happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Well, I hope you have a great, great anniversary. But I'm getting a phone call, so let me see who that is, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It was my brother. No, the reason look at my shirt. I got my shirt. This is the shirt. I got this at the Wall drugstore when we went to South Dakota. It's the biggest drugstore, I guess. It was like for blocks and blocks and blocks. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. We went there. We went to a lot of unique places too. We went to the Corn Palace, which I've never heard of. We went to the Spam Museum in Mitchell, South Dakota. Never heard of it. Just like when you're driving along on the road and you see these signs for these unique places to go visit, we thought, well, we were just in no hurry to get anywhere. Well, getting there, yes, but coming home, we saw everything. We made notes of it while we were driving there. It's nice when you're retired and you can come back and go whenever you want. You don't have to have a set schedule. It's so nice. Speaking of set schedules, this is embarrassing. It really is, but I'm going to share it because I share everything. I really don't have an edit button. But yesterday I told you that all the noise and everything woke Jim and I up. We were out of the bed before 9 o'clock, which is very rare for Jim and I. Jim's staying up later now. He goes to bed probably about 12:30, quarter to 1. I go to bed about 2:30, quarter to 3. And then Jim usually gets up out of the bed about 10:30. And embarrassed to say for myself, I get out of the bed about 11. I wake up about 10. Jim wakes up earlier too, but we just kind of lay there and talk and whatever. But I stay and I play games on my phone, answer my comments, read my Google News to see what's going on in the world, different things like that. And then I get out of the bed, take my shower, take my medications for the day, and then we go for a walk. That's our routine. Jim doesn't walk every day, but when he walks with me. But he doesn't walk by himself, ever. So like I said, we got up really early yesterday, and we still went to bed at the same time. Jim went to bed about 10 to 1 last night, and I went to bed about 3. And I woke up to go to the bathroom at 9. And I thought, well, I'm just going to lay here a minute. And then I shut my notifications off at night because, like, I have a thing for the bank that at 9:30 lets me know it lets me know whenever a check clears, no matter what time. But I have a set 9:30 for whatever clears during the night. And so I just turned it off because I don't want it to wake me up. So I had it turned off. So I turned my notifications on, and I saw I got a text from Christy. She sent me a video. And so I was looking at it, and I looked at the time, and it was 11:05 when she sent it, because she knows that I don't get out of bed before 11. I know. Shameful. I know. Edie, Joan, Kim, Valerie, Terry, Lainey, everybody I watch, they're up before 9 o'clock. They're up before 8 o'clock. Some of them are up before 7 o'clock. Some of them are up before 6 o'clock. So I looked at the thing, and I says, oh, I just missed it. It was just 11:05. And then I looked at my clock on my phone, and it was 12:10. It was noon. I was still in bed, and I was asleep. It wasn't like I was laying in bed playing with games on my phone. No, I was still in bed. And I know that I heard Jim get up at 11, and I thought he was getting up at 10 because that's what time he normally gets up. And I thought, oh, I got another hour before I got to get up. Thankfully, I had the window open. Otherwise, I would have thought we had carbon monoxide poisoning or something. Because Chrissy did that. Happened one time. Christy was dropping Sophia off because I was watching her, and she walked into the house, and she said the whole house it was in the winter, and she said the whole house just smelled like it was ready to explode. There was so much gas. And so she come in the bedroom, and she really thought I was going to be in bed dead. She thought I was dead from carbon monoxide. She had Sophia go wait out in the car because that's how sure she was that I was going to be dead. And she come in very reluctantly, very quietly. She went, Mom, are you awake? And I went, yeah. And she says, oh my gosh. She says, don't you smell that? So she walked over to the bedroom window and opened the bedroom window. And she says, there's gas. And so, okay, what does the idiot Sandy do? This just shows you how things happen because you just don't think. I went in the kitchen and I saw that the stove, because I have a gas stove, I saw that the stove was turned on just for enough for the gas. And what did the dummy do? She turns it on. Boom! Thankfully, it was just the gas, like the flames on all four flames lit up, but the house didn't explode. And then Christy says, I can't believe you did that. And I go, I can't believe I did it either. It scared the crap out of me. So we went around and opened up all the windows, and I stayed awake after that. I didn't go back to sleep from that. But, so anyway, we had our bedroom window open last night. So maybe it was just all the fresh air and stuff. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I had told you yesterday. I think I did, but I'm not positive. Remember I told you when Sophia was cutting the grass, she found the bird on the ground and she thought it was dead. Jim went over to look at it and he thought it was dead too, and so he just poked a stick at it because he just wanted to make sure before he went and got a shovel to pick it up. And what do you call it? It was still alive, and it just kind of squawked at him and then flew off at him. And then he just kind of backed up. Well, what had happened was the nest must have fallen out of the tree, and I had like a little divot hole in the ground where the nest somehow, I don't know if it fell there or she put it back there or what, but she was sitting on her nest because there's a couple eggs. So Jim said, she's alive, she's just protecting her babies. So I called Sophia to let her know. She says, you're just saying that. And I go, no, I'm not really. The bird is alive, and she's sitting on a couple eggs, which I would have thought by now the eggs would have been hatched. It wasn't a robin, it was a sparrow, I think. But anyway, so she's sitting back there on her nest. I don't want to disturb her, so she's just chillaxing. I put some oranges in that little swing out by the street, hoping to get some bluebirds. No, the oranges are still there, so I don't think I'm going to get those. Anyway, I'm not getting even my finches. I've only had them twice she came. I guess she just gives up. 2 times and you're done, Sandy. We're not giving you another try. Sad, so sad. What else? Tomorrow we're going to lunch. Told you that. I bought those Wendy burgers at Kroger's. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I was surprised that they didn't shrink. They shrunk a little bit. You know, any burger is going to shrink a little bit. But even when I was making them, I said to Jim, do you want 1 or 2? And he says, no, just 1. So we had that, and I had cottage cheese. I didn't even make the corn on the cob. I was going to make the corn on the cob. I just didn't feel like it. So he said, boy, if I would have known they were that good, I would have asked you to make me 2. So guess what we're having for dinner tonight? We're going to have hamburgers again because I have the 2 burgers left. We were going to have meatloaf, but I got up so late, and it was too late to take the meat out of the freezer. Tomorrow's Friday, so I don't eat meat on Fridays. So I don't really cook, I don't cook that often. I don't really cook on the weekends either, so I might just hold off until Monday to make the meatloaf. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then, yeah, I don't have any big plans for today. I'm going to sit outside. I definitely have read the book. I remember a lot of it, but at this point I'm right into it. Only one of my books have come in so far to the library, so I'm going to wait till Saturday. And for some reason, I don't know what I did with my library card. I can't find my library card. So I'm going to have them give me a new library card. Remember when you were young and you went to the library and you got your little card, and it was a little paper card, and you'd go to the library and you'd go in the little index file to find your book for the Dewey Decimal System, and then you'd go and find your book, and then you'd sit there in the library and read it just a little bit just to make sure that was the book you really wanted, and then you'd go up to the counter like you were a big shit because you had a library card, and you'd check out your books, and you wanted to make sure you got it back in time because they would charge you a penny a day if it was late, and you didn't want it to be late. Oh, simpler times, just simpler times. It really was. And then you had good clothes and play clothes. The play clothes are just the good clothes that you didn't fit in anymore. That was it. But it was just more relaxing. more, I don't know. Sound like my grandparents now, don't I? It was a different time, and I just feel bad because I worry about my grandchildren with everything that's going on in the world, first of all, which was going around when I was young. We had protests in the 60s, we had all those protests, we had everything going on. We had the war in Vietnam, we had the protests for the draft dodgers, and we had everything going on. So, it's just something that happens in our country a lot. I don't like seeing it, but it happens. But I worry for the future for my grandchildren too. Is with this AI coming, how are they going to earn any money? How are they going to have a job? AI is going to do everything, so there's not going to be work for them, and it's just, I don't know. I just worry for future generations, just because I think that my kids' generation is the last generation that's going to do better than their parents, because I think like my grandchildren or people in their 20s. I should just put it that way, because some of you are younger too. I think that people in their 20s and 30s can't achieve as much as we could when we were young. I could afford to move out. I got married when I was 20. We didn't have much, but we survived, and we made through it. I don't think kids can do that nowadays. That's why they got to stay at home for so long, because it's impossible to buy a house. It's impossible even to rent. It's just, I know I sound like my grandma. She'd always say, like, when I did see her, she didn't come that often. She lived in Boston. She would come maybe, I think in my whole lifetime, she came to Michigan maybe 4 times. And I know I went to Boston a lot when I was little, so I don't have very many memories of that. My other grandma didn't like grandkids. She didn't like kids. She had 9 kids, but she didn't like kids. But, yeah, but they would say, like, oh, I remember back in my day we could do this and we could do that. And now I sound like my grandma. I remember in the old days you could go across the street without, worrying about anything. You didn't have a phone. You didn't have a tracker on you to let you know where you were. You'd leave in the morning and come home at night for dinner, and then you'd leave again and you'd be home before the street lights were on. Unfortunately, you can't do that nowadays. It's so sad. It's just so sad. But, all right. Babbled long enough. Let me get this video uploaded, go think about eating something, and get on with my day. So like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we'll talk again tomorrow.